Hey, let's face it, the holidays are a great time for a lot of people, but the reality is holiday blues are real because not everyone is happy during the holidays. If you've ever experienced holiday blues or even thinking about the holidays right now is stressing you, I want to give you three things that you can do so that you can be well during these holidays. My name is Dr. Aldewan Tartt. I am a faith-based psychologist and I want to talk to you about three ways you can deal with grief during the holidays. All right, number one, a lot of people, me included, are dealing with grief. The holidays represent a time where you think about someone in your life you've lost who's near and dear. And this is even more difficult if the person played an influential role in the holidays, like grandma or your uncle or your son or your daughter. And you're thinking about shopping or preparing a Thanksgiving meal or Christmas. And it's just not the same without your aunt, your uncle, your brother. All right? Dealing with grief is something that we have to experience. It's not something that you want to say, "All right, I got over it. I got through it." Right? What you want to do is you want to experience it. So when we start thinking about the holidays, I want you to avoid what's called inaccurate, effective forecasting. So a forecast is something that you look at in the future. So when you look in the future, you think you're going to be. How many times have you thought you're going to be okay on Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, Christmas, New Year's Eve, New Year's? Even Valentine's Day, if you are grieving the loss of a spouse or just grieving the loss, not even having the opportunity for a spouse. So what I want you to do is I want you to anticipate feeling that way and put together a plan. It says in the Bible, plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors they succeed. What does that mean? That means the more people you talk to, the better you're going to feel and the better advice, the wiser you're going to be about what you should be doing when it comes to grieving. So what it looks like is option B. Option A life is the person you're missing being in your life forever. But we don't have that opportunity. I mean, that is taken away from us. That is why we're in grief because this person really matters. That's why the goal is not to get over this person, not to not think about this person, not to not get sad during the holidays. That's disrespectful to their legacy and it's also virtually impossible, psychologically impossible, right? If you're doing it, you've really suppressed it. And instead saying, let me create the best option B life. All right. What can we do to celebrate grandma during the holidays? Do we cook her favorite mustard greens? Do we honor her with a place at the table that she always sat? Do we come together and prepare the meals? If our son is not there, do we visit the gravesite together and then do something together as a family after that? Whether it be a dinner or doing something that they like doing, bowling in honor of them. I can't tell you how many clients I see that have put together events like a run, like a church event, a scholarship to honor the person that's lost. That is actually very healthy. So don't be, don't suppress and think and not think about it. Don't do that and say, all right, I'll deal with it when I get there. No, I want you to do the opposite. What do I need to do to create this option B Thanksgiving, this option B Christmas or Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate? What do I need to do to be well? And then number two, let's talk about dealing with loneliness. I mean, loneliness is something that is a national epidemic. We don't talk much about it, but everyone feels it. You can even feel lonely inside of your own relationship. You can have a bunch of people in the house and still feel like no one sees you. So what I want you to do is something called an 8-minute call. All right, 8-minute call is pick someone you know is open to this, someone you're connected to, and say, hey, would you mind, text them first, would you mind doing an 8-minute check-in? I'll do 4 with you, or you do 4 with me, or if you want to do the full 8, let's do 8 and 8. That's a 16-minute phone call where I'm not calling to find out what you're doing. I'm calling to check in and see how you're doing. We don't need to go deep. We can go deep if we want to, but what the research shows is that most people feel a lot better, even with 8 minutes of someone checking in with them to see if they're good. How many of us just go to work, go to church, even in a relationship, and you don't feel seen, you don't feel heard, you don't feel valued? That is very easy. Yeah, and children watching this to say, yeah, this is exactly how I feel. Going to school, I'm around all these thousands of people, but who really knows what's going on in my head and heart? So I want you to do that 8-minute check in so that you can expand the amount of people who pay attention to you. And the best way to do that is to be a giver. That's what Jesus did. He went to the woman at the well. He went to the people who were paralyzed. He went to the blind. Jesus was there and said, I see you, I experience you, and I want to connect with you. I want to have a relationship with you. And if we're going to be like God, if we're going to be like Jesus, we should do the same thing. But be careful. Do not seek out people who only want help and don't want to reciprocate. Come on now. How many of us as healers have done this? I only want you to seek out people who want to give back. That's why I said an 8-minute check-in. We're not doing me checking on you and you not checking on me. We checking on each other, and we both have the same skills of empathy and getting deep and being sincere. All right. So pick really good friends so that you have not only more friends for the holidays, but for the year. But I want you to have robust friends. Robust friends means that I can have friends to do what I want to do. I love Tim's, y'all. If you're going to go to the Tim's concert, I need you to know every album. I need you to know every lyric. I need you to sing with me. I need you to be able to go to the after party. I need you to be able to talk about what flow you think she's going to come out with songs. Y'all feel me? If it's a sports game, I need you to know all the athletes. Or even if you don't, come rock with me and have a good time. That way, you have a robust set of friends. You can choose what friends to do what activities that fit them and you. And then number three, because I'm a psychologist, I'd be remiss not to talk about this. Sometimes the holidays don't feel good because we don't like the people we live with, or the holidays are filled with triggers of abandonment, rejection, an alcoholic parent, an absent parent who made the holidays absolutely miserable, right? I need you to be proactive in getting into counseling, right? And saying, hey, I need to talk about my memories of Christmas Eve, my memories of waking up on Christmas and nothing being under the tree. Not because we didn't have it, but because I wasn't thought of. And this is true for a lot of kids in foster care, a lot of parents, a lot of kids who grew up with parents who were just not present or had serious mental illness or were just self-absorbed. We have to be real with that. Does that make sense? So that means like let me create new memories. Or maybe you're feeling the pressure in the opposite direction of maybe you had a family who made Christmas perfect and you just don't have the means. You don't have time off work because Lord have mercy, corporate America doesn't care, right? I want you to sit down and talk about how can we make this the best holidays possible. I can't tell you how many clients celebrate Christmas, Christmas morning, Christmas night, the day after Christmas, 2 days before Christmas. They kind of chunk it and let's just do like part A and part B because I have to work. And I can't tell you how many families are really blessed by that because we're not just missing it and saying, hey, I have to work. I'm police, I'm firefighter, I'm a doctor, I'm a nurse, I'm a psychologist. Y'all know our world is crazy on Thanksgiving, Christmas, Christmas Eve, on the holidays where the blues are the highest. So make sure that you're proactive and making sure that you're building family. Family is how you feel, right? A connection is how you feel, right? And doing those things so that you and your spouse can spend quality time. But if you're with someone toxic and they're not going to change, what I want you to do is just set a boundary and say, hey, I'm going to spend less time. I'm going to be out of the house. I'm going to be doing other things. I'm going to be at the spa. I'm going to be shopping. I'm going to be with friends and family on that day. I'm not going to act like we're in a good space, especially if you're going to be toxic, because I need my peace of mind. All right, so I hope this helps. I love you guys. I want you to have a blessed holiday, and I want you to be real about what the holidays represent so you can have the best well-being possible during the holidays, even though you're dealing with grief, loneliness, or conflict with a spouse and family. I'm Dr. Tartt. Tune in. Make sure you leave your email address to me because I'm going to be doing a grief and loss class during the holidays to get you through interactively because I love and support you. Take care. God bless.